Scene script. Have you ever wondered what God thinks about your wealth? How does your financial prosperity relate to your spiritual journey? Today, we're diving deep into the wisdom of Proverbs, specifically Proverbs 3 verse 9. This verse, steeped in wisdom, reveals a profound truth about our relationship with God. It's a divine command that calls on us to honor God with our wealth. But what does it mean to honor God with our wealth? And how does this concept shape our spiritual journey? Let's set the stage for this discussion by unpacking the divine command. Proverbs 3 verse 9 reads, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops." In essence, this verse is calling us to express our reverence and respect for God by dedicating a portion of our wealth to Him. It's important to note that this is not about the transactional act of giving. It's about the transformational process that occurs within us when we give. It's about recognizing that our wealth, in all its forms, is not merely a personal possession, but a divine gift. It's a tool that God has entrusted to us, and we are called to use it in a way that honors Him. This understanding shifts our perspective on wealth. It's no longer just about accumulation, but about stewardship. It's not about how much we have, but about how we use what we have. It's about aligning our financial choices with our spiritual values. The link between wealth and faith is a vital one. Our approach to wealth can either draw us closer to God or push us further away. When viewed through the lens of faith, wealth becomes a tool for spiritual growth, a means to deepen our relationship with God. So, as we delve into this topic, let's keep this in mind. Our wealth is more than just money. It's a reflection of our values, our priorities, and our faith. When we begin to see our wealth as a means to honor God, we embark on a profound spiritual journey. Wealth in itself is neither good nor bad. It becomes what we make of it. But can we use it as a tool for spiritual growth? If we look across the span of human history, we find countless examples of individuals who have used their wealth as a tool to serve others, and in doing so, honor the divine. Let's take a moment to explore some of these stories. Consider the tale of a wealthy merchant from medieval Europe. Despite his vast riches, he wasn't content. He felt a yearning for something deeper, more satisfying. He began to use his wealth to help the less fortunate, to build hospitals, schools, and places of worship. Over time, he discovered that his wealth wasn't just a means to luxury, but a tool for expressing his gratitude and generosity, a means to serve God by serving His children. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we find a similar story in a tech entrepreneur who, after achieving phenomenal success, chose to use her wealth to tackle some of the world's most pressing issues. She funded initiatives focusing on education, healthcare, and environmental sustainability. Once again, wealth was used not just for personal gain, but as an instrument of service and gratitude. These stories may be centuries apart, but they share a common thread: the understanding of wealth as a spiritual tool. They show us that our wealth can be more than just numbers in a bank account or possessions in a home. It can be a means to express our gratitude for the blessings we've received, a way to exhibit generosity, and a tool to serve others. Wealth, like any tool, is only as good as the hand that wields it. In the hands of those who understand its true purpose, it can become a powerful force for good, a catalyst for change, and a testament of one's faith. So the next time you look at your wealth, ask yourself this: how can I use it to honor the divine? How can I use it to serve others, to express my gratitude, to show my generosity? When used rightly, wealth can indeed become a powerful tool in our spiritual journey. Giving is more than a mere act of charity. It's an expression of faith. But how does giving honor God? Let's journey together into the spiritual perspective of giving. This is not about the mundane act of writing a check or dropping coins into a collection plate. It's about a deep, soulful act of faith, one that can open doors to healing, deliverance, and faith strengthening. Imagine a seed. Alone it's small, seemingly insignificant, but when planted it grows, reaching towards the sky, providing shade and fruit. It becomes a sanctuary for creatures and a source of life. This is the power of giving. Just like that seed, our small acts of faith can grow into something magnificent. Now consider the act of giving as a conduit for grace. When we give, we align ourselves with God's divine command. We become vessels of His love and mercy, channels through which His blessings flow. By giving, we are not just doing a good deed, we are becoming a part of God's divine plan. Let's share some stories of transformation. One man with little to his name decided to share his meager meal with a stranger. That single act of giving led to a chain of events that culminated in the man's life being saved during a storm. His act of faith opened a door to deliverance. Another woman, struggling with her faith, decided to give her time to a local charity. The joy and gratitude she experienced transformed her doubts into a robust hope, strengthening her faith in God as the source of all good. These stories remind us that giving is not about depleting our resources. It's about acknowledging that everything we have is a gift from God. It's about becoming part of a cycle of love and grace that transforms lives and strengthens faith. Through giving, we not only help others but also honor God, strengthening our faith in the process. Where does our wealth come from? Is it the fruit of our labor, or is there a higher source? Now let's examine this question, which may seem metaphysical at first but is actually deeply practical. The common belief is that wealth is the result of our hard work, intelligence, or sometimes sheer luck. But what if we told you there's more to it? That there's a higher source from where all wealth originates. That source, dear friends, is God. Imagine a river. It flows, nourishes and provides, but it is not the source. It originates from a spring, hidden deep within the mountains. Similarly, our wealth, like the river, has a source, and that source is God. He is the spring from where all blessings, including wealth, flow. Acknowledging God as the source of our wealth can change our perspective dramatically. It shifts our focus from the obsession with accumulation to appreciation and stewardship. It fosters a sense of gratitude and humility, knowing that what we have is not merely because of our efforts, but because of God's grace. Let's consider some stories of transformation. There was a businessman who, after years of relentless pursuit of wealth, felt empty. It was only when he began to see his wealth as a gift from God and not merely the result of his shrewdness did he find fulfillment. He started using his wealth to help others, and in doing so, he found joy and purpose. Another story is of a widow who, despite her limited means, always shared what she had. She saw her provision, no matter how small, as a blessing from God. Her faith and gratitude were her wealth, and they never ran dry. These stories reveal how recognizing God as the source of wealth can transform how we view and use it. It's not about renouncing wealth, but about using it in a way that reflects our gratitude to God and our desire to be of service to others. When we recognize God as the source of our wealth, we begin to use it in ways that honor Him. So, what does it mean to honor God with your wealth? We've journeyed together through the wisdom of Proverbs, specifically Proverbs 3 verse 9, and discovered the divine command to honor God with our wealth. We've explored the concept of wealth as not merely a physical or material asset, but as a spiritual tool. A tool that, when used wisely, can bring us closer to God and deepen our faith. What a revelation it is to see our wealth as a means of honoring the divine, of expressing our gratitude for the blessings we've received. And yet, this is just the beginning. We've also delved into the transformative power of giving. When we give, we open doors to healing, deliverance, and the strengthening of our faith. We affirm our trust in God as our provider, our source of all good things. Think about it. When we give, we are saying, I trust in you, God. I trust that you will provide for me, that you are the source of my abundance. This act of faith, this act of trust, is a powerful testament to our relationship with the divine. We've also unpacked the truth that God is the source of all wealth. Not just the wealth we can touch and see, but also the wealth of love, of joy, of peace. God is the source of all these things. When we honor God with our wealth, we are acknowledging this truth and grounding ourselves in it. We are affirming our faith and expressing our gratitude. So in conclusion, honoring God with our wealth is a multifaceted spiritual practice. It involves recognizing our wealth as a spiritual tool, harnessing the power of giving, and acknowledging God as the source of all our blessings. Honoring God with our wealth is not about the amount we give, but the heart with which we give. It is an expression of our faith and a testament to our recognition of God as the source of all we have.